Hey everybody, it's Greg, and welcome back to the 10th episode of the Creative Building World. And this is a super new series that I'm working on, and it's similar to a survival let's play, but instead we're doing it in creative mode, and that way we can focus on the building side of Minecraft, and we can build some really unique and detailed buildings, and that way we don't have to worry about gathering the materials. And we left off in the previous episode with finishing the walls to the castle project. And these walls have 4 main entrance gates, located on the south side wall, as well as 2 on the east side walls, and 1 up north towards the top entrance. Also, along the west side of the castle, there is no Pacific wall, as there's a large mountain ridge dividing up the terrain, and this makes it a natural barrier. Now, for this episode, we're going to try to put the castle outline right in the middle, and then we could put a village in the side and another village over here. But we'll work on the castle outline. Now, first what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise and fill up the ground, as I want my main castle palace a little bit elevated, as I want the castle to sit up on a pedestal a little bit, as this is the main focal point of the area. And once I have the ground raised up a few blocks, I'm going to focus on adding in the outline for the castle. And outlines are a great way to plan big projects like this one. And that way I can make sure I have the right layout before I get too committed into building the project. Because if I realize I need to make a change, I'd rather do that to the outline now before I get too far along. Alright, now I got the big main area set up, kind of with a rough outline of how I want it, and I was debating if I should put towers and then walls in between the towers or leave open arches, and I think I want to leave it with an open arch area so it's more inviting and people can walk in and out, as we already have walls along the south side all the way around the east and all the way up the north, so we don't really need walls inside the walls. And there'll be little villages and towns and marketplaces and shops all within here, but this will be like the main focal point, and we have it up on a little bit of a pedestal so it'll stand out from a distance. But I think I'll make an arch here, maybe an arch there, maybe a possible tower in the middle too, and we'll make it relatively tall. But one thing I was stuck on and what I was trying to think about was which materials I should make this tower out of, and I haven't really come to a conclusion on what I would choose yet, but I know these walls have a lot of stone brick in them, so I might change it up and might do something a little lighter, like a diorite or polished diorite or even a smooth stone block, or maybe even a quartz and make it a little bit fancier, as this is the main focal point. Now, next up, I'll start building up the walls, and I'm going to use a lighter color palette for this castle, such as smooth stone blocks, as I think it looks more prestigious with a lighter color stone. And I'll also add in stripped oak logs for the flooring on ground level as well, as I want to keep with a similar lighter color wood theme, for this palace at least. And then we can add in some logs for crossbeams. And we can add in smooth stone slabs in between. And when we do add the slabs in between the strip logs, it gives it a nice effect, as when we look up from the bottom, we can see the wooden beams, and they extend below the slabs. But this is also functional, as the top of the floor is perfectly flat still. Now, on the outside, we can add in a few windows. And after that, we can continue building up the walls. And I'm going to mix in polished Anzonite, and this will give it a darker look for the border. And I'll add some detail. Also, we can continue constructing this building, and we can add in flooring, crossbeams, and staircases. And we can continue building up, and we can indent in a block, and this will help taper the tower as it gets taller. Also, for each floor, we can have a similar interior, with oak crossbeams, white glass blocks, Anzonite stairs, and smooth stone slabs. Then once we finish raising the floors, we can install the stairs. And we can build up the top tower piece. Also, I'm going to extend this out past the previous walls. And we could make this one with primarily glass blocks, as it will be a great lookout tower and observation area. And we can use the same tower design, and we can use it for the opposite side tower. And at first I placed the second tower in the wrong position, so I had to rotate it. And I wanted to make sure the windows were on the exterior facing side. And then from here, we can start the layout for the outline, for the larger archways in between. And I like using wool blocks for the outlines, as there's a range of wool colors. And since I'm going to use purple, it definitely stands out against the traditional stone colored blocks. Now, with that being said, that's going to wrap up this video. And I hope you enjoyed this build of the new Castle Palace within the castle walls of the creative building world. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a like, as it helps these videos out, as well as helping out this brand new series. And if you want to make sure you see the next episode, make sure to subscribe. And that way, you'll be notified when I upload next. But I'll catch you in the next one. Later, guys.